Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. We're back again. Today we're doing a live training. So if you're here, this is going to be live training, and then we'll get to the trading at a later time. The reason why we're doing it is because, like anybody that starts in this business, you have to go through the highs and lows, and you have to do it alone, right? That's the part about this business that a lot of people don't understand. You can trade in a group, you can be in a group. But when it comes to putting on the trades, getting out of trades, taking trades, that kind of thing, it really comes down to you and you, right? And in order to figure out where you are mentally, where you are emotionally, where you are psychologically speaking, what you have to do is you have to go through that process. We have a process over here at Profit Stalker that we take people through, and we're at a crossroads now with one of the traders, not in a bad way, but in a good way, because they were doing extremely well and then made some mistakes that caused them their profits, right? When that happens, you have to learn from your mistakes. I tell people all the time, you only want to focus on the winning trades. But when you have success and then you fail all of a sudden, you have to see what you did to fail so that you don't make that mistake again, right? So what we're going to do is today's completely a training day. And then once we're done training, we'll go to live trading. This training shouldn't take no more than an hour, hour and a half, but it's going to be some of the most insightful information that you're going to see and or hear uh, in your trading career. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Trading is not about trading. Anybody can press a button and get in a trade and press a button and get out of trade. But psychologically speaking, I tell people you have to go through the process of seeing yourself make $1, $2, $3, $4. Then see yourself make $100, $200, $300, $400. Then see yourself making $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. Then through the process of seeing yourself make $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. Then see yourself make $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000. Then see yourself make $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $4 million. Then see yourself make 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, 40 million. Then see yourself make 100 million, 200 million, 300 million, 400 million. You have to go through that process. There is no skipping $1, 100 million, $1, 10 million. Doesn't work. You have to build to it. Trading is like life. You're born, you have to grow, go through some stuff. You get taller, gain weight, eat certain foods, you get sick, you get well, you get taller, gain a little weight, you go through some stuff, you get sick, you get well, you get taller, all that till you get to an adulthood. When you get to an adulthood, you're new to the world of being on your own, mom, dad not taking care of you. You have to go through the process of learning how to navigate, pay your own bills, making sure you save money, making sure you have this. Okay, you got goals, this, that. It's a whole process. So trading is no different. So you're not going to come here on Monday and on Friday you're a damn millionaire trader. That doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. I wish it did. And I'm not saying it doesn't work like that or somebody hasn't had that kind of success, because but that's an anomaly. That's an exception to the rule, not the rule itself. And then you have to look at what that person had before they got started, right? What kind of training they had, what kind of family they came from, all that kind of stuff matters. If you don't come from this kind of world, you have to grow in this world. And I mean the world of trade. So, um, that being said, right, we're gonna go over our charts, and we're gonna show you same thing we always show you. The quarterly is broken. Oh my God, quarterly is broken above, of course, right? The monthly, same thing, broken above. We don't know if it's gonna stay there or not, but that's where it is right now. Uh, the weekly, definite uptrend, came down, hit the support. I've been talking about that for weeks. Dailies above this resistance area, came back down, tested this resistance area, and then shot back out through it. Same stuff all the time, right? Um, and now we'll get to our intraday charts. Ronald Jones, do we have any news today?
Yes, sir. We have 8:30. We have a red folder, unemployment claims, and an orange folder at 8:30. FOMC member Barkin speaks. 10 a.m. We have a yellow folder, final wholesale inventories. We have tentative news, a yellow folder, mortgage delinquencies. 10:30 yellow folder, natural gas storage. 12:05 we have an orange folder, FOMC member Barkin speaks. And 101 we have an orange folder, 30-watt bond auction.
A lot of news today. Okay, cool. So what we're gonna do is, I I didn't prepare. I didn't, get no speech together for you guys. I'm just telling you what I know, and I didn't tell anybody to prepare. Get me all the time so we can timestamp it beforehand. We're doing everything live and in front of you so that you can see exactly what it's supposed to look like. Everybody was supposed to in our group was supposed to look at a video, training video that I put out that uh should be almost done. But while we're waiting on it, Ronald Jones, what I want you to do, if you don't mind, can you tell me the first trade you took yesterday and if it was a winner or a loser? And we're going to analyze that trade. I'm going to analyze
Yes,
all
sir.
the trades you took yesterday. So,
Okay.
all right, cool. So give me the first one and the time.
The first one, all right, so let's see. Those times be kind of off. It says 14:50:01, but that may have been
950, you think?
yeah, it could have been 9:50.
Tell me the price, the entry price and exit price. I'm not going to tell you if it was 950.
It was 760 and a quarter, and the exit price was 760. So it was one basically that I like hopped right back into. But that one I only lost like 0.25 points, but that next one was it was a rather big loser. I added two contracts on that one.
All right, so
That very
let's look at it. So let's see. So it's 950. That sounds about right because 760 is up here at 950, right? So I know that's right. Okay, so we know the timestamp. That's fine. Um, so you got long or short?
long.
Long. Okay, so you got long right here. Um, let me see what we got here.
It had already moved up.
It did. It already had moved up at this point at 950 right here. Yeah, so this is the thing, right? So you got in here, which is nothing. Watch this. On the onset, there's nothing wrong with this trade, right? There's nothing wrong with this trade because I see what you did, right? I see what you did. So you got into the trade here, you lost a little bit, right? And then it came down here and you got in again, correct? What was your
Correct.
second trade? This trade, there's nothing wrong. There is
Nine.
zero.
I'm
Before
sorry.
you
Go
say
ahead.
that, hold on. Before you say that, let me say this. There's nothing at all wrong with that 950 trade. It just was a loser unless you held it because you saw that it was going up, right? Nothing wrong, nothing at all wrong with that trade. It was just a loser, right? Just a loser. So let's go to the second trade. At what time did you take the second trade?
And then I hopped right back in at 9:51:46, and it's the one I should have probably just stopped after this because I lost on. I tried to add a contract as well, and I lost
Okay,
um
let's
about
go through it
20
first.
26 points. Okay.
That's fine. Let's go through it one step at a time. So you got into this trade here at 950. I see exactly what you did. There's nothing wrong with this
Not,
trade at all. So you got into the trade here, right?
yeah.
And I'm assuming you got in about between 59 and 61 in your first contract, right or wrong.
The entry
Yeah. What was your entry on the first contract?
760 even
Right. Right. So I figured that, right? And then what price did you enter in your second contract?
767.
So two things wrong with that, right? Nothing wrong with the first entry. 767 is way up here, right? If you were going
Right.
to add, you should have added. Okay, yeah, I see you got in at 760 here. When that thing pulled back, you should have been in another one at 762. So now if you're in the average price of 761 and some change, right? That thing shoots
Right.
up to 768, you're up 16 points. I can guarantee you, psychologically speaking, you're not going to lose on that trade.
Yeah.
You waited too long. I can just tell you that now. That's what happened on that trade. You waited too long on that trade. Now, when you got into 767 up here and 761, that means your average price is about 765, 764, right? So, and your stop should have been 54. So it stands to reason you're going to lose 20 points on that trade.
Yeah.
All right. So there's nothing. The the logic was right. The management was wrong, meaning that
Yeah.
you waited too late to add onto your second contract. When this thing breathes right here, it's telling you I'm still trying to go up. Up here, you don't know if she's still trying to go up or not
It made the
because,
big push.
huh?
I said it made that big push, huh?
It made the big push, but before it made the big push, it did. Watch this. Keith knows what this is called. What kind of bar is this, Keith? That green bar that I have. Hold on, let me put my pointer on it. Hold on a second. What kind of bar is this right here, Keith? For me.
Um, the one bar pullback,
It's a one bar pullback, otherwise known as a poke bar. When
poke
that
bar.
thing,
Yeah.
yeah, when that thing came down here and pushed down and pushed back up, I'm getting that trade again. Period. Now, when it goes up here, I'm not taking a loss on it. Once I add another contract, let me tell you something that I have not said a million times, but I'm gonna say it 10,000 times to you now. Once I add a contract, that trade immediately goes to break even or lose a little bit. I'm not losing on a trade that I added to because now you're going to compound your loss. You get where I'm coming from? It's going to
Yeah.
be a compounding loss if you add, and then you shouldn't let that trade necessarily go against you. Give it some room if it's in your area, right? I mean, I'm not saying, but that's something that you as the individual have to kind of see how the market's moving. And if it's just sitting there right at your price, you're down a point, up 2 points, it's right there in that area. I'm not jumping out, but I'm not going to be in up here and allow this thing to come all the way back down here against me. Not happening. Not happening.
Yeah.
Right. So I get that. So that's trade 1 and 2. Right. So cool. Got that. Nothing wrong with that except for you got in on a second contract too late, which psychologically speaking, and then it just shot down on you. I mean, once it
Yeah.
got to going, it was a wrap, and I know exactly what that feeling is. You like almost like a deer in the headlights.
Yeah.
It's like a okay, it's okay, cool, got you. Now let's go on to the next trade. What
All
time is the
right.
next trade?
This was at 9:59:58. It was long. I tried to go long. I lost 7 points on that one. I
All
got
right,
in at the entry price was 747.50.
9:59.
Yes, 9:59 and 58 seconds.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Hold on a second here. What time did you get? Okay, and what price did you get in at?
The price was 747.50.
Okay, so let me show you something here, right? I see what you're doing, and I see this trade. So I'm gonna expand this so I can show everybody what I'm talking about. I see exactly what you did here. But remember when I told y'all? I mean, I've done this a million times. I'm gonna show it to you again. Um, if you gonna do that, this here's your entry. I see what you did, right? But again, you're getting in real late up here. If you get in
Yeah.
a,
Can you
if you, huh?
can you wherever you were saying my entries at, can you like when you go over that part, can you like put the crosshairs on it so I can see how
Other
the other
charts,
charts look at that time? Yeah.
I'll do that for you. No problem. So, like right here, right? Just FYI for anybody listening. You see this big down move here, and you see price try to go down and it fails. You might say, well, I don't want to take this trade because I don't know for sure it's going to go down, right? So now all you got to do is look to the left. All you have to do is look to the left, right? When I say look to the left, I'm gonna show you exactly what you're dealing with. I'm not can't make this stuff up. This is exactly what you're dealing with. Price gets into this area because if you look straight across, there's a confluence of price, and we call that an equilibrium point because that's where price hit 10 million times all the way across here. She got above that area, she came down here, and then she gave you the market structure that we want right here. Right? I'm entering that trade at that point right there. That's my first entry. Right? And then she comes down, pulls back here. I might get in again here, right? Might let her take it down here, right? I don't know if I would or not. I'm just saying that's what that is. Now, Ronald likes me to put the crosshairs because he got in right here, 9:59, and you said 40 something seconds.
9:59 and 58 seconds.
Right, that's right here on this bar, which I see it, but you're late, right? You're
Yeah.
you're you're late to entering this trade, right? And then if you see how everything else look, I'm gonna tell you everybody right now on this chart right here at this time, I'm not entering. I'm just letting you know that. I'm just letting you know that right now. Me personally, I'm not entering this trade just yet. The reason being is for several reasons, and I'm gonna give you every last one of them. One, on my 8100, I just made a lower high, and the last completed bar before that, before the bar is printing now, is bearish with a lower low and a lower high, and it's going down. So I have a situation where this thing could be turning into either a reversal pattern to go back up, or it can continue down. But I don't know which one. So I'm not taking this trade. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna be like, And if I do take the trade, I'm taking it here, and I'm getting out of the trade because I don't know which way it's going, right? So now when that green bar prints, when that bullish bar prints on the 8100, only at that time am I then confident about the long per se. But neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. Let's go to your third. Did you see where everything was lined up at, and why I'm telling you that's probably not the best place to take the trade? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. I got in too late.
You got in too late. And if you're going to take the trade long, take it early and then get out because you don't know if it's going to continue up. Or
And can you go to where you said you would have got in? Your
I would have
first
got
entry?
in. I would have got in right over here in this area. Like when it started pushing here out of this zone, because I would have saw it. I mean, I would have had my charts expanded to see this here. And as you see how she got out of that confluence area right there. Again, always look to
Yeah.
your left to see what prices keeps hitting at, right? And it got up above here, and then when she came down and she couldn't go any lower, now what I have is a complete trend. I have a higher low, a higher high, and another higher low. I know for a fact this thing should be going up, at least for a period.
Oh,
Not necessarily because it's a small time frame, not necessarily a lot, but it should be going up. So that's where she going. That's where I would have been looking to, okay, cool. I'm gonna take this little trade and I'm gonna get up out of it. That's a scalp trade for me. I'm not looking to hold that because I don't have anything telling me from my longer time frame that it's going up, right? So that's that.
yeah.
So now let's go on to the next trade. What time is the next trade?
All right. That one is at 10:01 25. I tried to go long again, and that one bopped me upside the head. I lost 14 and 3/4 on that.
Okay, so what time was the trade again?
10:01 in 25 seconds.
Okay, now see this is I see I mean you just made some 10:01 in 25 seconds, right? There's nothing wrong with this trade either. You're just late, right? There's nothing wrong with the trade in and of itself. You're just late. And the reason why I say you're late is let's look at 10:01. Again, when you get into this trade, the bar that's preceding when you're trying to enter is bearish on your largest time frame with a
Right.
lower low and a lower high. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna completely put you on the spot in front of everybody. And if you don't know the answer, I understand because you're 2.5 months in. So it's not like you're an expert in this. But tell me the 7 things the market can do.
A higher low or lower high, lower low, lower high, or double top, double bottom, and reversals.
Correct. That's it. So that's great, right? You already know that, right? So now watch this. I'm going down. I'm just trying to show you something. So psychologically speaking, when you're trading, you think about these things. Tell me the 4 reasons to take a trade.
A higher low,
Mm-hmm.
a lower,
Correct.
a higher low, a lower high, divergent higher high, and divergent lower low.
Correct. You notice. So, okay. So you know now, right? So now when you look at that 8100, you know that you have a lower low and a lower high bearish bar. I really shouldn't be looking for any loans.
Yeah.
Right? You get where I'm coming from?
Right. Yeah.
So everything's moving down at that point. I wouldn't, again, unless I'm scalping because I'm seeing a trend on a smaller time frame and I'm trying to catch the turn and I'm trying to catch it. Okay, that's one thing. But I'm not committing a lot to this because I don't know. So that's why you lost on this trade. You lost on this trade because if you look over to the 8100, 8100 is like, no, dog, I ain't trying to do that. Not yet. And you just early to the party. I see what you did, but you didn't have. When I talk about what I trade as price flow, nobody teaches this. Nobody
Yeah.
teaches this. You have to be able to look at the flow of price from the largest time frame down in order to have the best possibility of making money. Right? Now, that's the next trade. Give me the trade after 10:01.
All right. So this long I took. No, I'm sorry. It wasn't long. I took a short at 10:05.50. I got out real quick, so I didn't make but 150 on that one. I got in at the time was 10:05 with 50 seconds, and the entry price is 729.25.
And it went down to like 726-ish. All right. So watch this. Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I took that same trade. I took the same trade. I broke even on the trade, right? Because I realized I was wrong. Now, let me show you why I realized I was wrong. When I looked over there, because I had my bar spread out. I wasn't looking at the bigger time frame. I just
Yeah.
saw this. I was like, oh shit, this thing is in a downtrend. I saw the lower low, lower high, lower low. I was like, oh, okay, shit, this thing in a downtrend. It's gonna come, and I'm thinking I'm going to get out when it gets down here because I'm thinking it'll come down here and test, right? And then when I did this number right here, this is exactly what happened. I was in the trade. I did this, looked over, said, oh shit, hit the button. That's exactly what I did because I got into it seeing the trend down on this time frame. When I did this and said, oh yeah, I was like, oh no, I got to get the hell up out of here. And I did, right? And then I said, because I'm not trying to trade. I had other stuff going on yesterday, so I wasn't looking to trade. That's fine. I see exactly what you did there. Go on to the next trade. What you got?
All right. So the next one I took a long at the time is 10:08 with 20 seconds. Entry price is 748.75, and I got 5.25 points on that one.
So I'm gonna ask you a question, right? On this one here, it's tough, right? It's tough. I get it. It's tough. But I'm gonna ask a question. Because if you're looking at this larger time frame, you can't see anything on that right side because they hadn't formed yet.
Mm-hmm.
Name the 4 kinds of reversals.
ABC, 1, 2, 3, 2-bar and 3B.
2B and 3-bar, same thing. So 2B and 3B, right? Same thing, right? Same thing. I'm just letting you know. This right here has an ABC pattern to go back up.
Mm-hmm.
That's a trend up, then an ABC pattern, right? Trend up, you can see that obviously, right? Trend is up, ABC pattern,
Yeah.
right? I wouldn't have gotten out of this trade, right? Because where you got into the trade at, you said 10:08, because I see exactly what you did. You did exactly, it's almost exactly right. You have a red bar, but when you get into this trade, that red bar closed, but it has a lower low and a lower high, but on that lower low, it pushed up and reversed back and closed to the upside. So when you got into this trade, right, it kept going. Now, when you got out of this, what price did you get out at? Let me show you something. Show you a trick here.
I got out right at 754.
At 754, it's above that green bar's high. You see that?
Yeah.
Right there at 754, it's above that green bar's high on that 8100. So it gave you a red bar. It gave you a red bar, and then it pushed above. Ain't no way in hell I would have got out of the trade. This is when you start.
I had, well, I technically, like, I really kind of got right back in it like 2 minutes later, and I did, and on that one I added 2 contracts. I did good on that one. I won on both of those.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. That is the kind of trade you want to take.
I still should, but that was 2 minutes later, so I still really should have.
You should have been in that trade. I would have been in this joker because now I haven't talked about the 900 or 2700. Now I'm going to talk about them, right? Because at this point, when you're in this trade, this 2700 is now in your favor, right? This 2700 then based, and then it broke out of this area here, right? So I mean, I'm not in the time when you're looking. This is all stuff you do beforehand, so you can't do this while the trade is going on, right? You can't do this while the trade is going on. But if you do this before the trade, it makes it a lot easier because I'm like, shit, that's a little consolidation area right there. And then, right, it's a little consolidation area right here. And then came down here, couldn't break the low. Same thing I always tell you. It didn't break this low right here. If it gives you market structure going back in that direction, oh shit, it's gonna be gravy, which is what that was, right? So when you got into that trade and got out of that trade, you said you got out at 54. When you got out of that trade, at 54, that thing had given you a market structure to go up on that 2700 too with a higher low. And it ain't telling you no kind of way to get out. It ain't giving you no, it ain't saying to you, hey, get out, don't be bothered, I don't want to be bothered. None of that. And everything's green, right? So then at this point right here, at this point right here, if you were still in that trade and that 8100 turned green on you, now you continue to add on to that trade. Oh my God, Jesus. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, cool. So those are the next 2 trades. You got in, you got out at 10:08, you got in again 2 minutes later at 10:10. You got out with that trade and you say you added to it. So let's go over what you added to. You got in that trade at 10:10, which is right here, I'm assuming.
10, 10, and 19 seconds.
Uh-huh. I see it.
And then I added, when I added onto that one, it was at 10, 11, and 23 seconds.
I see it perfectly. I mean, you did this perfect. Okay, cool. I got you. Uh-huh. Keep going.
And so I got out, and then I took another
Stop.
long at
Stop. What'd you get out at?
I got out at 770 and a quarter.
So I'm gonna ask you a question, right? I just need you to think about this psychologically speaking. This is what I mean by human psychology, and you have to figure out what's going on in your brain from a mental, emotional, and psychological standpoint. Why are you getting out? And the reason is you're taking these big losses, right? When you get out, you're losing 20 points, right? So when you get in, you should be making 40 points. You get what I'm saying? The market gave you all of your money back plus some, right? So now I'm trying to get you to go from that mental paradigm shift to seeing there is zero reason to get out of this trade because this thing's not giving you anything but green bars on your larger time frames.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No, you 100% correct. You right.
So, and this is the kind of thing I'm trying to get you to understand when you're trading, because psychologically speaking, it's easy to be like, this is what happens, right? When you get into a trade and you're losing, you're hoping that it comes back. Ooh, well, I hope it come back. Ooh, it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back. And when you get into a trade and you make a little money, well, I need to take my money right now. I got to take my money right now. But
Yeah.
in actuality, this is how you should do. Who I need to get out this motherfucker because it ain't working. Who no, I ain't no nigga, you ain't taking my money. Oh, you ain't taking my goddamn money today. And when you making money, it's yeah, okay, cool. Oh, everybody chilling today, baby. We in the I'm gonna use the marketing money to get all this money today, baby. See the difference?
Yeah.
From
Oh
a
yeah.
psychological standpoint, you shouldn't be
Oh yeah.
giving it room to lose and not giving it room to win. You should be giving it room to win and not giving it any room to lose.
Yeah. And did the complete opposite, boy.
I'm telling you, that's why you lost. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
the
Oh yeah.
psychology behind it is key, right?
Oh,
I like to use these real life analogies, right? You get a person that is being accepted to all of the bottom of the barrel schools, and they want to. This is the thing, they want to go to that school, right? Because they can wreck shop. You know, I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna be a big fish in a small pond. If I go to this small school, I'm gonna be the man, right? And then when you
right.
say, hey, you got to go to LSU and compete for a spot on the football program, man, dang, man, I don't know if I'm gonna get no playing time.
Oh man.
You see,
Oh
and when I say it like that, it sounds stupid, don't it?
no, I mean, oh, you you hitting the nail on the head. You hitting the nail on the head.
So instead of saying, God, I can't wait to get LSU get up against these dogs because I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna get better because I'm going to LSU go up against these dogs today. Versus, ooh, I'm gonna play against little Johnny. He can't even do nothing. I told my son the same thing. Right? He at Coastal Alabama. I don't mind telling nobody. I say this publicly. He at Coastal Alabama. I was on the phone with someone, and they said to me, "Why? He should be at some different school." I let somebody convince me that that was a good idea. I mean, psychologically speaking, I thought, okay, cool, because he's already on the map. Truth of the matter is, he wouldn't be having the problems he's having now if he was at a school with a bunch of dogs.
Right.
You understand what I mean?
Yes,
So
sir.
that's it. That's that there. So okay, cool. So you got in all these trades. I don't really care about any of these winners up here because if you didn't get all of this, it don't even matter. So let's get past. Did you take any shorts on this way up? You shouldn't have. Did you take?
No, the next one was a long, but this is the part where, yeah, these next. Well, I had took another long in that one and got scared, but I mean I won a little bit, but these next two is the ones you gonna you gonna want to brace yourself for these next two because this is where it went. I went from all right, you trying to get yourself out of this hole till you have. Yeah, that's the part where I got to carry my cross. So we can go ahead and go over these.
All right, what you got? What time? What time is the? Let's go over those particular trades you're talking about. What's the first one? What time is the first one?
All right, so this first one was I got up to two contracts. But I started with one, got up to two. It was at the first one is a long. I tried to take it at 10:29 and 30 seconds.
10:29.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's a lot of stuff that happened. Ooh. Oh yeah, ooh, Lord Jesus. 10:20. Boy, I'm already mad. This
Oh
thing
yeah.
went up like 100 points. But okay, that's fine. Let's go over it. So now you getting in up here, which is okay. Let's go over it. You're in the trade at 10:29 and how many seconds?
30.
So you in over here, which is understandable. Okay, I see everything that I taught. The funny thing is, let me stop here for a second. You're doing everything that I taught. You're just doing it ass backwards. You pressing on the brake to stop at a green light. You pressing on the gas to go at the fucking red light. That's what you're doing. So I get it. I get it. Let's go ahead and figure this out. All right. So you get in right here.
Yeah.
And you got in right here, and then you say you added. What time did you add to it? Oh yeah, I can see that now. That's gonna cause you a problem.
so I added it 10:30 in 2 seconds. I added right there, and then I got out at 8:57:25, and I lost pretty big on it.
Was defined pretty big.
Well, that one. So the first one I lost 7 points, and then the second one I lost 11.50.
All right, cool. Let's go on to the next trade. I mean, the thing is, it ain't really what's understood ain't got to be said. You got net. Listen, I've said this y'all before. Ray Charles from the Grays could see that thing was going up. That's you way too late. He was tapping you on the shoulder like, "Hey, I see it too." If Ray Charles tap you on the shoulder and say he can see it, you probably should just chill.
Yeah. All right.
That thing was. Go ahead now. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This is the one where you really shouldn't. This the one. So this was. I tried to go long on this one, and did 3 contracts, and this is what put me from you just had a really bad day to you've lost your mind.
So let me ask you a question. Did you put on 3 contracts at one time?
No, I got up to 3 contracts. I didn't go in 3 at one time.
Okay. All right. So because I was about to, yeah. Okay. So that's good. All right. What time?
All right. So this one was at 10:32 and 30 seconds. That was the first one. First time I got in.
Okay.
Then the second entry was at 10:34 and 1 second. The entry price is 860.75.
Okay.
Then I got in again at 10:34:01. Oh no! I'm sorry. Was that the second one? No. That was the first. That was the second one. So then the third one, I got in again at 10:34:55. And then
so
I got.
Yeah. I already know.
Third one. Yeah, and that was the one that took me out the game.
At that point, did you take any more trades after that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I did.
Oh, okay. You literally like 5'2" with 100 pounds, and you got this 6'3", 400-pound guy that's an MMA fighter that's flexible like a gymnast, and you just can't see that you ain't finna beat this motherfucker, huh? You just keep running in there for this fight. Okay, cool. Come on, let's go. What you got? Because I see now you just
Oh yeah,
okay. All right, all right. This ain't David and Goliath. Nah,
absolutely
come
not.
come on. What you got? What's next? What's the next time?
All righty. So
Oh,
the
sorry.
next
Hold on a
one,
second.
I tried to the next. So the next three, we just gonna just get the losers. Dude. Next three, I tried to go long. The time is 11:12. 11:12 with 11 seconds. I entered. I tried to. The price entry was 8.52.
Ooh, wee. Okay. Okay. You say 11, 12. Yeah.
11:12 and 11 seconds. My entry price was 8.52. I tried to go long again.
Oh, okay. 11, 12. I see you in 52 seconds.
11:12 and 11 seconds.
Okay. Uh-huh.
The next one is 11:13 and 42 seconds. I tried to enter it eight. The price entry price is 8.49.
Wow. Okay, I see you. All right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, okay. Uh-huh. And what's the next one?
The next one is at 11 um 11:15. Okay, well this was okay, so the one that I just gave you prior to that one, I did it looks like it was really this is really all technically one trade. So from the very last one I gave you, then I just gave you this one right at 11:15:22. Well, no,
11.
it's not all one trade. So these first two right here is one trade.
I got you.
11:15:22. Yeah, I tried to enter again. So this was a two contract that I
1
lost
second.
on.
All right.
All right.
And
So
so stop for a second, right? So let me show you something, right? You're not being sequential at all. You just trading.
yeah,
I can tell you that now. And the reason why I know you're just trading is because I'm looking at it. You're not your entry is the exact entry I told you how to do it. But you're not paying attention to your larger time frames to see if you're in sync.
yeah,
That's the problem. That it ain't you ain't got no other problem. You ain't got no your entries. I'm looking at your entries. I'm like, okay, I can see that. But let me just look at what these other time frames doing. And I'm like, no, that ain't lined up. The price ain't flowing the same
yeah.
way. So uh like I just want to show you this so you can see what I'm talking about, right? This right here, if you're going to be taking the longs, right? If you're going to be taking these longs right down here, these are your
Mhm.
entries. These right here are your entries because why? Because you're getting in. Remember I said that that 8100, you kind of want to be in your favor. Remember I talked about that, right?
Right.
I'd understand if you're like, okay, cool, the 8100 is going to turn because what's going to turn if the 8100 turns green, what turns green first? If the 8100 is going to turn bullish, what's going to turn bullish first?
The 2700.
Exactly right. So 2700 goes bullish, right?
Right.
And then you get the market structure pullback, right? And then you go, okay, cool, I'm gonna get in here at 2750. It goes in your favor a little bit, right? And then you don't get another, you might have got in here again at 2750 again. So you're in two contracts. I told you I wouldn't be losing. It went all the way up to 2950. It came back down here. I would have gave it a little shot, but if it broke this bottom here, I might have lost 3 points on two contracts. I'm like, okay, cool, I'm done. right? Done with that right there.
Yeah.
Then it gave you the trade again because everything's in favor. I'm just showing you now what the difference looks like. If you're getting in right here, right? Like, okay, cool. I'm gonna get in again because I think it's still gonna work, right? Because everything's in your favor. Momentum's in your favor. And trend is in your favor. You win on that trade. You just way late to the party. The
Yeah.
thing is, as a trader, they're going to get, as a professional trader, I'm trying to get in as early as possible. And if I'm wrong, I'm just getting out. If I'm right, I'm adding on to my position. In a situation like
Yeah.
this, I'm not adding a lot because this thing had made a big move to the upside. So I'm like, psychologically speaking, I ain't trying to do this shit. And watch this. I don't even need to see anything else. We can go over the trades if you really want to now. I'll see what the problem was. You did not wait on the lineup like you were supposed to. You took the trades as far as the entry is concerned like you were supposed to, but you didn't look at the overall picture. Because if you do, you're not taking those trades you're taking, right? You get in
Correct.
early. If you get in early and you're wrong, you lose little. If you get in late and you're wrong, you lose a lot.
Right.
That's just the way it is, right? And the way to get in early without being insanely early is to say, okay, this thing right here might be giving me an ABC pattern. Might be, I don't know if it is or not, right? I don't know what it is. Okay, cool. Well, shit, I'm gonna take this trade right here. And I'm not using any indicators. I'm just saying, okay, cool. I might see if this thing's gonna go up. I might get in right here. I don't know if that's a double bottom, I'm not getting in. I'm telling you that now. Right. But I'm gonna definitely get in over here and lose on the trade, being honest, just being real about it. I'll lose on this trade right here. I don't know if I'm gonna get in right here because this looks like a double bottom to me. But I'm definitely gonna lose on this trade right here. And then I'm gonna make money on
Mm-hmm.
this trade. I'm gonna make money on this trade right here. And when I make money on this trade right
Right.
here, I want you to look across and look at that horizontal crosshair and see, tell me what price you see on that 8100. What price does it say?
Um. 824 and a quarter.
Right. So if I get in at 825, right? Now watch this. Whee!
Yeah.
Same entry that you've been talking about the whole morning. But my entry is lined up with where price should go up.
Mm-hmm.
You got to pay attention to that. Right. Now,
Right.
this is me, a YouTube land. Let me say this out front. I am not telling you what to do. I'm not giving you no financial advice. You do what you want to do. I'm not here to tell. I'm just telling you what we do over here, showing you what we do over here to try to be profitable over here. Trading is risky, and if you don't know what you're doing, as it's been evidenced by Mr. Ronald Jones, you will lose your shirt. Now, he's training. He's in training. So he's got to go through this process. He's got to go through the psychological, mental, and emotional process to get to profitability. But he's also got to understand what he's doing.
Right.
And I want to put this out there for everybody. The young man know exactly when he's on a tear, he's on a tear. He just got to quit being a riverboat gambler thinking, oh, I'm going to get it, I'm going to get it, I'm going to get it. That he get rid of that mentality, right? And say, okay, you know what? I'm having a bad day. I'm not giving up all of my money. Right? Let me give it to y'all in terms where most people can understand. You get a check and your check is $639, and you know for a fact that you don't get your next check for 2 weeks. And you see a pair of shoes that's on sale, and you got to pay electricity bill, you got to pay your rent, and I'm using real small numbers because the bigger the numbers get, the more insane it's gonna sound. I'm using real small numbers. You got to pay rent, utilities, and groceries that add up to $500. Right? So you got $139 left. Shoes on sale, they cost $160. Tell me you don't go borrow $30 from your homeboy to go get the shoes, or you got no money and you owe somebody when you get your next check. That sounds stupid as hell. Tell me I'm wrong. I want everybody that can hear my voice to chime in that's on Zoom. I know YouTube can't chime in, but if you can hear my voice, tell me if that sounds A, stupid as hell, and I want you to say stupid as hell, or B, sound like that's something that you should be trying to do. And say, hey, that's something you should be trying to do. Tell me, is it A, stupid as hell, or B, that's something you should be doing?
Stupid as hell.
Stupid as hell. Keith, you here? I don't hear Keith. He don't be liking to talk like that on YouTube.
Yeah.
Stupid as hell. You got to understand and use common sense when trading, and most people don't use common sense when it comes to trading. I'm telling you, they don't.
Yeah.
And most people get in that same situation that you got yourself into. Most people gonna be in the situation of losing money if you don't understand the logic of money. Most people that come from meager beginnings, small beginnings, that haven't been taught the law of money, gonna go say, okay, you know what? Let me borrow $30 from my homeboy, my homegirl, real quick. Let me get these shoes. I'll figure the rest out next week. Man, if you don't get the hell on away from here with that, man, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. We're not doing that one, boss. So okay, cool. So I don't even want to see no more. I see exactly what you did. So let me show you what you should do. Now that we went over all that right there, let me show you what you should do. Right. First of all, right, in my opinion, you shouldn't be trading at all unless you have confluence of what I told y'all about price flow analysis. I'm not putting it, I don't put everything that we do on YouTube. I'm just showing you the premise behind what we do, and then you have to do your own research to kind of figure out what exactly it is you want to do for your style of trading. But what I will say is this, I need you to listen to my heart on this. I'm taking this trade every time. You see this trade right here? That's the trade I want right there.
Oh, where?
Right here, right? This trade, when this one pulls back right here, and let me show you why. I'm gonna make all the charts big so you can see it. Right here,
the short.
The short. I want the lower high because there's a lower high on the 8100, right? You got a lower low and a lower high right here. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
You see
the rate, the bullish. I mean the bearish bar, right?
Let me do it. Let me do it this right way. You got a lower low here. And you got a lower high here, right? Now, down that lower high, I told you the 2700 is going to turn before the 8100, right or wrong?
Right.
So when I see this here, I want this trade. This is the trade I want 100% of the time, right? I want this trade. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna get in this thing right here. Then I'm gonna add again right here, and I'm gonna make a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh
now,
yeah.
All right. That's one. That's just one. Here's another one. Right. This is that crap you was trying to get into up here that was causing you all kinds of problems too.
Yeah.
Right. If I'm gonna get in this trade, I'm gonna get in. I'm like, okay, let me see. And then I'm gonna be in right about here. Right now, when I get in this trade here, I know for a fact I'm gonna make money. I'm going to make money on this trade every time, right there. I don't need indicators to tell me that. I'm going to put the indicators on here for y'all so that y'all can see it. But that's all you're training your eye to do. This is a higher low, right? I see this is an ABC pattern in the uptrend, right? I see what I'm talking about here. Hold on a second. This is the ABC pattern in the uptrend right here. See this uptrend? This is ABC pattern. So I'm like, oh shit, okay, that ABC pattern look like it might be the business. All right, cool. Well, let me see. Okay, cool. I'm gonna get this trade right here. I'm gonna get it right here. Now, the thing is, if you go back and look at that 8-minute and 11-second video I told y'all go back and look at, it's the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing. The 8100 is just my catalyst chart versus the 8100 being like the 2700 in the other video.
Mm-hmm.
You won't get, because I can't go down as low. I shouldn't be going down that low in a public video, in my opinion. So let's go back to this trade that you talked about over here, right? I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, cool. This is at 950 now, right? So it's 943, right? So I got a higher low, and right here is again where I'm taking this trade. This is where I'm taking that trade at right there. So now I got room for it to move. Then it gave me a lower high, right? Right here. I don't get a trade right here. I don't think I get a trade right there. No, I don't. It just goes straight down. So it doesn't give me a trade. So I don't get any of this. Plus it doesn't pull back the way I want it to. Then it gives me this ABC pattern right here, right? Now this right here, you might lose on. And I say might, because you might have got in right here, right? And you'd have lost. You'd have got in and you'd have been like, oh shit, this is a losing trade. Okay, cool. Then it came down here. It's like, okay, going up, it's going up. You get in right here. Oh shit. Okay, cool. I'm in. And now that I'm in, I'm like, oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, oh,
Yeah.
oh. Hey, baby, pack your bags. We're going on vacation. Don't even worry about it. We're just about someone to get there. That's that kind of trade. That's that kind of trade you just got into right now. Hey, love, what you doing at work? Man, boss gave me a hard time. Really? How much you say you make a year? Oh, I make $66,000 a year. Oh, yeah, I just made $80,000. You want to quit your job? You for real? Don't play with me. Don't be playing with my emotions. No, you can quit your job because I made $80,000 a day and I made 120 yesterday. Well, you ain't got to tell me twice. Meet me at the airport. That's that kind of trade right there, right? That's a meet me at the airport trade, right? Right here, you ain't getting much. This is another one. I mean, I was looking at all this yesterday when I came back. Hold on a second. When I came back and was looking, I was like, oh, man, this thing right here paid you, right? Let me see here. Like right here. Oh, let me see if I get it. Yeah, I get the trade. I get the trade right here, right? I get it because everything's going down. And it's on this bar, and then it breaks down. Yeah, that's a I'm gonna get paid trade, right? And it comes down here, and you might be like, well, it's still in an overall uptrend, you know, because it is. It's still an overall uptrend. You might say, cool, I'm gonna get this trade right, and it's turning. Oh snap! And this is what I was telling Quentin before, right? This is what I was telling Quentin before. This only matters if everything else lines up. So it lines up right here, and it's real nice, right here. Not there. Sorry, right here. So you might have got in this trade right here, and it would have stopped you out, right? It would have went in your favor a little bit, and it would have stopped you out. And then had you got back into the trade, here, you finna make all kinds of money. And you just keep adding. You make all kinds of money. And that, my dear sir, that, my dear, and ma'am, that's all we do. Now, for everybody on YouTube, I'm going to tell you, this is not trading advice. This is what we do. And I don't have any proprietary indicators and all that kind of stuff. We use regular indicators to confirm exactly what you just saw in the trade, right? If you look at some of my earlier videos, you can see where I talk about, you know, momentum, trend, timing, volatility, volume. I talk about all the stuff that any professional trader will talk about, but there's a way you use it in succession of each other so that the trade lines up and you are able to make money, right? Consistently. I'm not saying you're not going to have losing trades. I'm not saying that every trade I take is a winning trade, because I have plenty of losers. But boy, when I have a winner, meet me at the airport. That's all I'm saying. So that said, that's the training session for today. I'm going to go ahead and hop off of YouTube. And if y'all got questions or whatever, you know how to reach me. I'm at support@theprofitstalker.com. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. We building something over here. You want to be a part of it? Come be a part. If you don't want to be a part, do your thing. Wish you well. Want you to trade well, make a lot of money, do everything you want to do in life. Money is nothing more than a vehicle to do the stuff that you really want to do in life. Buy cars, houses, go on vacation, spend money on your significant other, spend money on your kids, spend time with your kids, all that kind of stuff, right? Money is the means to the end. At the end itself, trading is just a vehicle to get you there. There are a lot of different vehicles. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to like this one. I can't stand Tesla. Not that I don't like the car itself. I just don't like the idea of a car driving itself. I want complete control. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't like Tesla, right? I like old school cars. That's just me, right? You get in the car, you might be mad that you got to roll up windows. Y'all don't even know anything. I'm doing the motion right now with my hand as I'm rolling the window down. If you ain't old school, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Because you grew up pressing the button for the window to go up and go down, right? But no, man, all jokes aside, being real, that was the training session. Wish everybody well. Y'all do your thing. Be profitable and have a good time in life. We out. Talk to y'all later.